Most firms have a systems folder sitting somewhere on OneDrive that no one has opened for months. If that sounds familiar, this video is for you. Today, I'm going to show you how to build your firm's operating system, the structure that we use inside striveX to keep things organized, consistent, and actually useful. By the end of this video, you will have a framework for documenting your processes in a way that your team actually uses them every single day. So let's start with why most systems fail. It's not because people don't want to use them. It's because they're disconnected. If your operating procedures live in one random folder and no one knows which version is the current one, they will stop using them. Once that trust is gone, the whole system collapses. Everyone reverts to just asking someone else, which defeats the point of having a process in the first place. So today is about creating living systems. Ones that evolve with your firm and support your team, instead of becoming another abandoned document. Here's how we structure it in my firm. At the top, we've got our vision and our values, why we exist and how we make decisions. Below that, we have our policies. These are the guardrails of our business. Things like deadlines, security standards, and quality expectations. Then come the processes, the big repeatable workflows, like onboarding or VAT returns. And finally, at the base, we have your operating procedures and work instructions, the detailed step-by-step guidance that your team follow every single day. When each level connects clearly to the one above it, you create a transparent, joined-up system that everybody can trust. Let's talk about version control, because without this, your system loses credibility fast. Every document we create follows a simple naming format. It's the operating system, the team, the process, and then a version number. For example, operating system, year-end, accounts finalization, version 1, with the date included after the version number. This tells you exactly which team owns it, which version you're on, and when it was last updated. We also add a review date to the header, so that every quarter, team leads know which processes to review and which ones need refreshing. Here's how this actually works in OneDrive. Our top level folders are very simple. So we have team folders where each department keeps its own live processes and working papers. For example, for us, we have year-end, business services, and the internal team. Then we have all users, which is our central library where we store firm-wide operating procedures, templates, and internal policies. We have a finance drive, which is the home for all internal financial processes, things like invoicing, payroll, and management accounts. Every operating procedure lives in the team's area, but if it's something that everyone needs, like a staff onboarding checklist or a client comms template, it is duplicated or linked from all users so that it's easy for everyone to find. The key here is not just copying and pasting ours, it's clarity within your firm. Everyone knows where to find what they need, who owns it, and how to request updates. So let's talk about writing a usable standard operating procedure. We use a 10-part template that keeps things consistent and very easy to follow. We start with the purpose, then we move on to the trigger, which is when to use this procedure. Then we list out the owner. Then we list out the service line agreement, so what is expected within this turnaround. Then we talk about the tools and the software involved. Then we map out the step-by-step process. Then we discuss edge cases. Then we build in quality assurance checks. Then we build in client comms templates before moving on to KPIs and success metrics. That is the secret. It's not just the how, but it's the why and the who. Because when your team understands why a process exists and what success looks like when completing that task, they are much more likely to follow it consistently. So let's take a quick example. Let's imagine we're creating an operating procedure for self-assessment records intake and triage. We'd set the purpose as to ensure all client records are received, checked, and categorized before allocation. The trigger is when the client submits the self-assessment checklist. The owner is the internal team. The SLA is 2 working days. And then we'd bullet point the steps. So upload records to the client folder in OneDrive, label the files consistently, check for duplicates, flag missing information, tag as ready for the preparer to review. This is simple, it's clear, and it's repeatable. And that's all your systems need to be. So that's how to build your firm operating system, the framework that turns chaos within your firm into clarity. My challenge to you is to start with just 3 operating procedures this week. Pick them, document them, and share them with your team. If you found this video useful, you will love the Practice Owners podcast. It's where I share the behind the scenes of how we build these systems into our firm. You can get a 7-day free trial using the link in the description below. And if you want to explore the operating procedures that I have built to sell inside my firm, then you can use the link in the description of this video and the special discount code below. Next week, we're going to be going deeper into operating procedures. We're going into working papers that actually withstand HMRC scrutiny and scale your review process. I'll see you guys next week.